Good afternoon or good evening, prospective KIPP family. So welcome to our KIPP virtual tour. We know we can't be in person to give school tours, so we're doing this video tour for you today. My name is Mr. Koler. I am the vice principal at KIPP 1 Academy. These are my two assistants for today. This is Judith. It's Judith. And this is Evelyn. What grade are you guys in?
Grade 7.
And what's your favorite class?
ELA.
ELA.
I'm in 8th grade and my favorite class is science.
Very cool. Okay, so we'll start in our cafeteria. This is the cafeteria that we share for all grades. We don't all eat together, so we do eat come on guys. We do eat with our grades. The first thing to notice is these are just some of our college partners. We actually have many, many more. So KIPP is a national network. There's over 200 KIPP schools across the country. These schools we partner with. If you go to KIPP and you go to one of these schools, you might be eligible for a partial or full scholarship. You're eligible for additional academic support. So just like really great partners, not just in the Midwest, but actually all across the country. So we'll head this way. One thing we're really big about at our school is attendance. Do you guys come to school a lot?
Yes.
Yes? Do you guys come to school a lot? I hope so. Cool. Okay, so we track attendance by homeroom. So every time a homeroom gets perfect attendance, they will earn what it might be a star, it might be a ribbon, it might be a smiley face, but those days get tracked, and so every 10 days we get a special prize. Girls, do you know what the special prizes are? Do you want to tell it?
Usually it would be cupcakes or for the whole homeroom or like a party, or usually it would be spirit week for your homeroom. It depends on how many days all of your homeroom came to school.
Yes. So a big thing is we know that attendance is really important, just building a habit. As kids get older, they're just in charge of their schedules more. And so we found that if kids have a habit of always coming to school in middle school, then when they're in high school and they're in charge of more of their choices, they'll actually come to school more as well. And same applies to college. So we'll head over here. This is one of our prototype jerseys. So we have multiple sports teams. Is this volleyball or soccer? Do you guys know?
Soccer.
Soccer, what teams are you guys on?
I'm on the basketball and volleyball team.
I'm on soccer and track team.
Cool. All right, so we'll head over here. Speaking of after school programs, so if you want to come, you can just walk your virtual feet all the way over here. Yep, thanks. And this is actually just part of our after school schedule. So we do a full sports programming for fall, winter, and spring. So this includes, and you guys can add anything if I forget, but soccer, cross country, volleyball, basketball, flag football, track. I've got to be missing one. Cheerleading. Then we have our sub sports like yoga, dance. There's probably one more on this list too.
Yeah.
And then we also do a ton of extracurriculars that are not just sports based. So this is actually our spring calendar. We have different fall calendars, slightly different. But we have things like language clubs. We have French, Spanish, Portuguese. We have arts type clubs like poetry, arts and crafts, drawing, modern art, fashion design. We also have academic type clubs, so things like robotics, science club, science Olympiad, debate, business club, really just any interest that a kid might have, we want to help develop that. And so all of these clubs are optional. Our after school program is Monday through Thursday from 4 to 5. Everything's totally free. And our goal really is for kids just to get exposed to at least one or two activities that outside of the core curriculum they can be interested in. What about you guys? What clubs are you guys involved in?
I'm in photography, debate, and I'm not sure. I think I forgot. But I think those are the two ones that I'm mostly into.
Cool.
Well, I'm not in a lot of clubs because.
Oh, you gotta tell our virtual visit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at which one. I used to be in fashion design, but there was a theater going on, and so that's why they took me out of there because it was the same days as that. But then I used to go to arts and crafts. And then I was mostly helping a lot of teachers around, so I didn't mostly go to a lot.
Well, yeah. So we do musical theater. So we have a full-scale auditorium. I like to call it our movie theater, right, guys? Because we'll also show movies in this giant auditorium. We have a giant screen. But this spring, up until we had to close up, we were doing a musical for The Lion King. Okay, so you were Simba, right? You Simba or Nala? You're a singer? Stage crew? She's just a dancer, okay. But The Lion King was very cool, and so that's like our goal, is to do one big musical production for like a drama, theater, arts and crafts type stuff. All right, let's head this way. And this will be our kind of our tour of the 5th grade wing. And so as you can see, this is the 5th grade attendance sign. We'll see more of the prizes later. They use smileys because smileys are cool. And this wing over here, we start with 4 different classes in 5th grade. So we have science, literacy centers, which is a reading class. We have English language arts, which is a reading and writing class. And we have math, which is math. So we'll pop into science really quickly. And science is very cool. We can see, moving close a little bit, so most stuff is put away. We try to do experiments about every 2 weeks. Kids all have Chromebooks to do science learning on. If you take a look over there, we have our plants, which are surprisingly still alive, which is interesting. That's cool, and a bunny. But science is very cool. So science, we think of it kind of a hybrid reading and writing course, and math, because they will do science, but they'll also read, they'll write, and they will be doing a bunch of math equations too. And yes, the plants are still alive. And we have Pet Tiger right there. Pet Tiger, cool, okay. All right, that's science. We'll head over to literacy centers. I'm a fast walker. And we have my favorite classroom right here. Here we have 2 teachers, and so you can see there's like 2 teacher desks right here. The big focus in this course is building reading and writing skills that are foundational for 6th and 7th grade. I like to call this like the Goldilocks classroom. So it's not too hard, not too easy, but really the learning is really targeted for wherever your student is at. So if we're really good at vocabulary but need some work on writing, then we will push vocabulary more, but we'll also build those writing skills up. Based on your reading level, we'll be different reading groups. Our wonderful teacher, Ms. Bird, she was actually the KIPP National Teacher of the Year last year. She plans lessons for each different subgroup, and so depending on who you are, what day it is, every kid's doing something slightly different that is targeted for them specifically. Did one of you guys take this course? Did you take it, Judith? You want to tell us about Ms. Bird?
She's like a real cool teacher. Like,
yeah, tell Rachel.
if you like get in trouble a lot, she will like give you a warning. She won't like scream at the whole classroom. So like she's mostly like secure to you of like what's going on around you. And when I came here, it was like the 2nd year KIPP was like alive. She had like a lot of prizes for everybody, and like every simple thing that everybody did, which was if in their like curriculum was hard for them, she would like give them something to like boost their mood up.
Yeah, and so we'll do a ton of like tracking on progress and prizes. So here we have our Lexia Mountain. If you look at the top, there's a little, well, not little, but it's actually a big bag of Takis. If you reach a prize, you get like a Taki and a Sprite. So we have little treats for the kids to keep them going. The other piece in this classroom is a library. Now we put away most of our books for right now, but when that's fully stocked, there's I think over 1,200 books just in the 5th grade library alone that kids can check out and read. All right, let's head out to the next classroom. And as you can see, we have our very special millionaire wall. Each year we do a reading competition. Evelyn, tell us about this reading competition. What is this?
This reading competition is basically the number of words that you read in a book, and you take. Well, there's this website. We call it AR, Accelerated Reader, and so you take tests on the books that you read, and then the first one to get to 1 million words, because they count your words from the book that you took the test on. The first, as soon as you get to 1 million, you get a big party, and then you get to eat whatever you want and enjoy the day. You don't have to be in class, but it's more. It's mostly to inspire you to keep reading.
Very cool. All right, our next room is art. So 5th graders take a rotation of, we'll just like kind of look inside. You can see there's trinkets and arts and crafts, there's watercolors, pastels, origami, cool art stuff. We do gym, art, and dance. And actually, Ms. Bird is our dance teacher. She's actually a classically trained dance instructor as well. And so kids will get an experience to do all those 3 things during the 5th grade year. Here we have small group rooms. We have, if you want to look over here, some art that students have done. We have our attendance wall over here, which is very cool. And let's pop into ELA, then math, and we'll go to our final room. So ELA, English Language Arts. Very cool room. Kids will do a book together. They'll work on essays and writing. This is my favorite part. They finish the work early. We got these dinosaur eggs from Jurassic Park. You can sit on them. Do you guys want to sit on them?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thanks. Yep, just like that. But ELA is very cool because it supplements the Literacy Center's course, and so those two courses kind of run together to help kids really work on their reading skills and their writing skills. All right, let's go to math. And math, also one of my favorite classes. 3 components to math. So they'll do a thing called ST Math, which is a math program that kids work on the entire year. Do you guys like ST Math?
Yeah.
Cool, they like ST Math. They'll do kind of lecture up in front of the board. They have small group in the back, and then they'll do their classwork over here. The math tracking is really big for us, so our teachers have been really figuring out an awesome math curriculum that if a kid gets, 9 out of 10 questions right, but they miss one of them, teachers will know what question they missed and they'll reteach that question in a different way to help the kid understand it. And so for example, here's our mastery board over here. As you can see, the teachers printed out little ID cards for colleges, and this is our mastery level right now, which looks pretty awesome. So that's math class. Do you guys like math?
Yeah.
What's 2 plus 2?
4.
Wow. We're teaching good math there, you see? No, I'm just kidding. We teach great math. One really cool thing is Evelyn, she's in 8th grade, or I guess you're in 9th grade now? But you're,
Technically.
yeah. So she took, you took pre-algebra, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in 8th grade, she took pre-algebra, which means that she's ready for algebra in high school. And our goal for is that correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Our goal for our kids is to be ready to take algebra in high school and then be ready for either trig, geometry, and eventually calculus by the time they're seniors. And that is the ultimate goal. So we do push our kids really hard. One thing we also have in our after-school program is tutoring blocks. And so for every single academic class, there's a tutoring section after school done by the teacher, him or herself. And it is, again, targeted to really help kids figure out what they've missed and then push the learning even further. And our final room, and you can see down that hallway that's our 6th and 7th grade side. Our final room is called a Work Hard, Be Nice room. And so this is where every Friday we'll do a celebration with 5th grade, and we will bring everyone together. We'll do a prize called KIPP of the Week. Does one of you guys want to tell us what KIPP of the Week is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So KIPP of the Week is when every week, every teacher from all 4 subjects, they pick a student that done really good that week. So on Fridays, usually they will have it's like a party. My mom used to call it a party, like every Fridays. And it's actually fun. And then like in the beginning of ZestFest, they just announced who's the KIPP of the Week, who did good that week. And all you have to do is literally just be good in class, and then you just get it eventually.
Well, and you also do your work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be good and then work hard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we do want to, reward and just celebrate the academic achievement of the kids. So have you guys ever been KIPP for the week?
Yeah.
Wow, very cool. Okay. We'll do celebrations too. So we'll do things like we've had like a music party in here. We've had, a pizza party. We've had a reading competition. We've had at the beginning of the year, we threw pies at the teachers. They answered trivia questions. So just like a little fun and games on every Friday. Very cool. But the last thing I like to show visitors, and especially students, if you're a student watching, is the wall. And so if you can see what that says right there, Judith, what does it say?
Work hard, be nice.
Okay. And so I always tell KIPPsters, if you can do those 2 things, then you will be successful at KIPP. And we found that if you build this foundation in 5th grade, kids will be really exceptional in 6th, 7th, 8th. And one more time, I'll celebrate Evelyn. She came with us, I think in 6th grade she started, but academically she's just been phenomenal. She's really worked hard to ask questions, been curious. I think you've earned a couple of scholarships already. For high school, she had an opportunity to travel to, was it Deerfield Academy?
Massachusetts.
A private school in Massachusetts last summer. And this year she is graduating 8th grade. And so where are you going to high school next year?
I'm actually not really sure yet. I still have, 2022.
What are your options?
My options right now is either Holy Trinity or Westinghouse.
Holy Trinity, that's awesome, yeah. And so our goal for our kids is to be really just as like competitive and eligible for any selective school in the city. Part of that comes along with having the grades and the test scores. The other piece is just having the well-roundedness. And as both of our kids here, they're involved in activities like sports and theater and debate and clubs, and that really helps with the experience too. So that concludes our tour. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. My name is Mr. Koler. You'll probably be in touch with Mrs. Lee as well, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.